Doc Martens. We know them. We love them. The big stompy shoes worn by everybody from punks to smart people dressing smart. Doc Martens, Doc Martens, Doc Martens. Doc Martens, Doc Martens. I have them. I'd like to show you how I transformed this pair of green Doc Martens into this pair of black shapebular pattern Doc Martens. The first Doc Martens that I had were this pair of purple ones that my mum bought me for like my 15th birthday or something. I wore them for a very long time until they were just essentially held together with tape and hope. I got this green pair recently and I've worn them for a while, but I'd like to change them. So a previous version of me with different hair is going to take you through how I did it. Please enjoy. Materials-wise, I used angelus, and there was three things. Angelus here, the black leather acrylic paint, the finisher, and the deglazer, but I also used some nail polish remover. I will tell you why. Brushes, obviously, and then the paint. The paint was all this campus acrylic stuff, which I got from the student union when I was at university, and masking tape to mask off the shapes. Before I proceed, I should mention that Angelus provided this leather preparer and deglazer, but this is nail polish remover. It smells the same. I'm presuming it's the same stuff. So I'm going to use as much of this as I can before it runs out, and then I think I'm going to continue with this. The next stage is applying the black paint. I'm just going to do it. I assume that it's going to flow really nicely, and I only have these like cheap crappy brushes, so let's see. I need to pour this out. I need to pour this out onto something. Oh god. Oh god, my brush won't fit. Oh. Oops. Right, I think this is going to go in. I don't know if I need to wet it first. Oh. Okay, can't go back now. Can't go back now. I've just realised that I probably should have like masked off this part. Oops. Yeah, this part with the stitches. Oops. Whatever. I'm in here now. There's no going back. My observation so far is that it flows on really nicely. This is a pretty cheap and crappy brush, but like it goes on pretty opaque. There's not too much streakiness or whatever, so that's good. It feels like I don't have to be that good at applying it for it to go on and look nice. Okay, so I was just about to show a side by side. As you can see, I touched the paint, so it's all over my fingers, but I'm just gonna, you know, like, okay. One of them's black. And it's so shiny, because, well, I'm assuming it will dry a bit. Ooh, I mean, it might dry more matte, or it might stay shiny, but it looks good. And then here's the original. Green. Oops. I do have another observation, and it is that while I was googling like how much leather paint do I need to cover a pair of Doc Marten boots, I could not find a straight answer, and so I bought like the big, this is 4 fluid ounces or 118 milliliters, thinking, okay, well, that'll probably cover it if I need to like use a lot of coats or whatever. So far they just have one coat on it. It looks like it's probably going to be fine. I might apply another just to be safe, but I think I'm going to say that you definitely, if you want to just cover one pair of boots, you just want to turn your single pair of boots black, just buy the 1 ounce bottle that they have available, because I don't know what else I'm going to use this on. I'm going to have to start like a blacken your boots business. A blacken your boots business. Alright, they're black. I assume at this point, if I wanted them to just be black, I would stop. I'm going to stop here anyway because I need to let them dry before I apply all of the patterns and stuff, or whatever it is I'm going to add. At the point of me speaking, I have no idea what I'm going to put on it. That is for tomorrow or whenever it is future me. Okay, it's now a couple of days later, 48-ish hours later. The boots are dry. They still look pretty shiny. I have bought a varnish, which claims to be sort of, I think, not too shiny, not too matte, just like a totally in the middle kind of varnish. And that's what I'm going to put on these. As for what I'm going to do next, because when I wear black, I tend to be one of those people who wears black in order to make some colours pop. I've got 2 jackets here. So this is a black leather one, and I was thinking I could kind of, create the vibe of this onto this. So I painted this a while ago with acrylic, and I have to say I didn't use specifically fabric acrylic, so it is cracked in a couple places. As you can see. I don't wear this a lot because I feel like I never quite achieve the right weather for it. I've not been going out much. And then there is also this jacket, which I think is a similar vibe. What I want to do basically is get, colourful shapes onto these black shapes, black colours, apply. So I was asking my boyfriend last night what he thought I should do, maybe some suggestions, and his suggestion, I think this is a good place to start, is to use these stripe colours and put them on the backs, so in these parts. And hopefully, because I have already taped it off, hopefully I do have the same paint colours that I used on the jacket, so that this can all look uniform. I'm pretty sure it's this. I have already gotten it on my finger, just trying to open it with my thumb. So let's just get started and do it. I'm going to try and just remove the tape. Oh. That's not what I would call a crisp line. Okay, this so far is not great. So what has happened is the masking tape pulled off some of the paint, for starters, which either says to me that I didn't prepare the leather well enough. Oh my god, you can see how dirty the shoes are too. Don't look at that. I may have to reassess. I think a lot of the overspill I can just paint back over with black, but this is annoying. Okay. I don't know how easy it is to see, but you can probably see that there's sort of bits where the tape was not flush against it because it was on a curve. It's not really in a straight line. It's not the worst thing to do in the world, but I'm happy to just just patch job it. It's not perfect, but this is essentially what I did on my jacket as well. Alright, matching colours. Already I think that looks pretty cool. It definitely is like, hello, the jacket and the boots belong to the same person. Yeah. I've done both boots now. I'm looking at the jacket. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do next, you know, adding things wise. So in the meantime, let's have an interlude. Hello, the interlude is me showing off some of the things I have customized or made myself in the past. So this t-shirt, which is like a crop top, it used to be a skirt. It used to be a skirt that my sister bought for herself. I don't know if she ever really wore it. Then she put it in our fabric scrap box, and I was like, I want it as a top. So here it is. I also made this, which is one of those sleepy eye mask blindfold things. It used to be a purse. This fabric, it used to be like a coin purse. And yeah, I cut around the free ones that they give you when you're on the plane. And then I added some fleece to the back and some elastic to the side. And I put a wire in there, so you know when you get them on the flight and they always let in light like under your nose. So there's a wire for the nose. And then this is one of my greatest customizations ever. It's a fish jean jacket with a pom-pom trim. I've worn this a bunch of times. I wore it to the art gallery once, and I was just talking to the dude at the front reception desk, and this guy was like, "May I please take a photo of you in that jacket? My wife would absolutely love it. Did you make it yourself?" And I said, I like decorated it myself, and I did it all by hand. So the collar has like holographic, really super iridescent and reflective rhinestones, which when it catches the sun, you're like, I'm blind, but I love it. The pockets were fake, so this is just super glued in. But I added pockets. It looks really badly done because I super glued it, but you know what I mean. Now it's functional pockets. One on each side, and of course the back. And I sewed everything by hand, which took ages, but I'm really happy with it. I think I did a great job. The final item of the interlude is, I have to cross the room because I left it across the room. This other pair of Doc Martens. My first attempt at customizing Doc Martens was these shoes that I bought on eBay. I got them for, I think 30 quid. I was bidding. I was getting really excited. And this was my first try using the deglazer, which is why I had like none of it to start off on the actual boots. I will say, I think I made a mistake in applying the deglazer, but then not wiping it off later, because after I applied the sun faces here, which I did with Posca pen, and then I put the varnish on, it's not really very smooth. It took on a weird texture, but I still like them. It looks fine from a distance. How would you know? How would you know? And that is all of my customized things that I have here, I think. Pretty sure. So the boot, I finished one side of one, a little bit of the other. The jacket, as you can see, is behind me. And keeping kind of the jacket's look in mind, it's sort of like the fun is on mostly one side with a bit of a hint of fun on the other. So I'm thinking that I'll keep this looking really like, oh, a lot on one side and maybe adding an extra stripe across the front. I've just been masking tape the stuff to make the shapes, putting white paint behind some of them. I was really struggling with the layering, so I had to add white paint to make it more opaque. There's a lot of layers on this. None of the paint that I'm using is specifically for leather, apart from obviously this one. The rest of it's all stuff that I have left over from uni, and all these were free, so a lot of them are running out, but I'm going to use them until they're totally gone. This is a little look at them so far. I think they are looking pretty fantastic. I haven't gone for the exact same, if I just put them so that they're like this. As you can see, I have not tried to go for the same symmetrical design on each side. It's just looking a bit like, we're just a bit fun, just a bit random, but still contained or whatever. Now it's just time to do something on the still plain side. I want there to be something. I've decided I don't want them to just be just black. I need there to be maybe like something across here or on the front. I'm gonna just put some tape down, have a little see. Right, what I've done here is just apply a bit of coloured tape, like I coloured in the tape to simulate a stripe. I think this is what I'm going to do, because from the front, when you look at them front on, you're like, oh, okay, a pair of boots. They've got some stripes on, so that's cool, they're colourful. And then you turn to the side and you're like, bam, here's more colours. And I think it kind of ties in with the side stripe on here, even though I do also have the same stripes on the back. I think, yeah, when I look at it with the stripes on the back, and then you can still see the stripe on the front from the side, I think that looks good, and I'm going to just do it. Alright. Change my mind. I'm going to do two. I think it looks better with two. Two stripes on each from the front. Right. Gonna do it. Stripes applied. I have taken care of all the overspills, and this, I'm calling it, is it for the paint part. So, like, looking at them, I think that looks so cool. So the next stage is using some acrylic finisher, which says, for professional use, keep from freezing, keep out of children's reach. This is the one that I believe is sort of a mid-glossiness, so not too shiny, not too matte. As you saw in the interlude, I have tried it before on the sun shoes that I did, but I didn't apply it to the whole shoe. It was just on the part that I painted. That also probably contributed to it not being perfect. In any case, I'm just going to start doing it, and hopefully this is enough to cover the entire boot. It's, you know, this is the 1 fluid ounce. I'm going to get to it. Here is how they look with the wet varnish. It's drying pretty well already. I've put 2 coats on. The first one had essentially sort of dried off enough for me to apply a second. I'm thinking they're not going to look too different. You know, this seems like it's going to be about the shininess, but it's just going to let it dry. Then I'll put the laces on, I'll put them on, I'll put on the jacket, I'll be like, hello, here I am. It's going to be good. I ended up taking them on a little test wear with the jacket matching, and I got a friend of mine to film a little bit of me wearing it, showing off the coolness. I felt very coordinated, very cool. Yeah, so just me moving around, having a good time, enjoying wearing some customized stuff, which is the coolest of stuff. I think there's nothing more fun than wearing something that you decorated, because if somebody says, I like this thing, you can be like, thanks, I decorated it myself. Or I made it myself, you know, whatever. Okay, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you did, you will see me again if there's another one.